这个故事如果你听起来不累，那么你的英语能力在美国日常生活是完全够用的，对别人表达自己的想法也是没有问题的。像学母语一样学英语，我们开始吧。
The biggest, most amazing ship ever built was ready for its very first trip across the wide blue ocean. People called it the ship of dreams, and almost everyone believed it was so strong and safe that nothing bad could ever happen to it. But out in the cold, dark sea, a secret danger was silently waiting. One of the people on this great ship was a young woman named Rose. She was 17. Though surrounded by beautiful things and wearing expensive clothes, Rose was not happy. She felt like a sad bird in a pretty cage. Rose's family had money problems. Her mother, Ruth, wanted Rose to marry a very rich, important man named Cal Hockley. Cal was also on the ship. He was good-looking, but also cold and bossy, acting like he owned Rose. Rose did not love Cal. She felt her life was being decided by others, a life she did not want. Her heart was heavy with sadness. On that same day, a poor young artist named Jack Dawson won his ticket for the Titanic in a lucky card game just before the ship left. He and his friend ran onto the ship laughing into the crowded third-class section. They were excited for an adventure to America. Jack had almost nothing but his drawing book and a belief that life was a gift to be enjoyed. A few nights later, Rose felt very hopeless about her future with Cal. She ran to the back of the ship and climbed over the railing, thinking of jumping into the icy ocean. "Don't do it," a voice said. It was Jack. He spoke to her calmly, telling her how cold the water would be. He even took off his boots, ready to jump in if she fell. He convinced her to climb back. As she did, she slipped. Jack grabbed her, pulling her to safety. Just then, ship's officers came and thought he was attacking her. Cal and Ruth arrived. They looked down on Jack because he was poor. But Rose explained Jack had saved her. Unhappily, Cal invited Jack to dinner in first class the next night. A kind, rich woman named Molly Brown lent Jack a suit. At the fancy dinner, Jack was honest and charming. He talked about his life as an artist. Rose listened, very interested. He was so different from the stiff people she knew. Cal and Ruth tried to make Jack feel small, but he stayed strong. After dinner, Jack secretly gave Rose a note. "Make it count. Meet me at the clock." Rose met him. Jack took her to a joyful party in third class. People were laughing, singing, and dancing with all their hearts. For the first time, Rose felt truly happy and free. Jack was showing her how to be herself. Their friendship quickly turned into love. Jack showed Rose his drawings of people showing their real feelings. He saw the sadness in Rose's eyes. He told her she was like a butterfly stuck in a jar. One sunny day at the front of the ship, Jack told Rose to close her eyes and hold out her arms. "Do you trust me?" he asked. "I trust you," Rose whispered. He helped her stand on the railing. "Now open your eyes." Rose did. It felt like she was flying, soaring over the ocean with Jack holding her. "I'm flying, Jack," she cried, her heart full of new happiness. But Cal saw them and was very angry. He did not like Jack. He told Rose to stay away from him. Rose's mother also forbade her from seeing Jack, saying their family needed Rose to marry Cal for his money. Rose felt torn. Her heart wanted Jack and freedom. Rose, deeply in love, chose Jack. Cal had given Rose an expensive blue diamond necklace, the heart of the ocean. Rose bravely asked Jack to draw her picture wearing only that necklace. Jack was surprised, but agreed. His hands were a little shaky as he drew her, seeing her strong, beautiful spirit. It was their secret, special moment. Afterward, knowing Cal would be furious, Jack and Rose ran through the ship, laughing and hiding. They found a quiet place in the ship's cargo hold. There, in an old car, they shared their love. Later, on deck under the stars, Rose knew she would not marry Cal. She would choose Jack and freedom. "When this ship docks," Jack said, "I'm getting off with you." "This is crazy," Rose laughed. "I know," Jack said, smiling. "It is, but it's real." Just then, a lookout shouted, "Iceberg right ahead!" A terrible scraping sound was heard. The whole ship shook hard. They had hit a giant iceberg. At first, many didn't think it was serious, but deep below, cold seawater was rushing in. The unsinkable Titanic was sinking. Cal, very angry, had his helper secretly put the heart of the ocean into Jack's pocket. Then he accused Jack of stealing it. Jack was arrested and handcuffed to a pipe deep inside the ship. People started to get scared. The ship's designer, Andrews, sadly told Rose, "The ship will sink. There are not enough lifeboats for everyone." Rose refused to get into a lifeboat without Jack. "I will not go without him," she declared. Bravely, she ran back into the sinking ship, water rising in the hallways to find him. She found Jack trapped. With all her courage, she found an axe and chopped him free, just as water rushed around them. Together they fought through panicked crowds to the upper decks. They saw locked gates keeping third-class passengers below. It was not fair. Cal found Rose again. He lied, saying Jack could get on a lifeboat too, tricking Rose into one. But as her boat was lowered, Rose saw Jack still on the sinking ship. She knew Cal was lying. She couldn't leave Jack. "You jump, I jump, right?" she thought, and with a brave heart, she jumped back onto the Titanic. Jack rushed to her. "You're so silly, Rose," he said, full of love for her bravery. The end was coming fast. The lights died. The giant ship tilted more, groaning. Then, with a sound like thunder, it broke in half. The stern where Jack and Rose clung rose high into the air, then plunged into the freezing water. It was a nightmare of screams and icy water. Jack found a wooden door floating. He helped Rose onto it, but there was only room for one. Jack stayed in the deadly cold water, holding her hands. "Listen, Rose," he said, teeth chattering. "You're going to get out of here, live a long life. Promise me you'll survive, and no matter what happens, promise me now, Rose, and never let go of that promise." "I promise," she sobbed. "I'll never let go, Jack." He smiled weakly, then his eyes closed. Jack was gone. Rose wanted to die too, but she remembered her promise. A lifeboat was returning. She saw an officer floating nearby, dead, a whistle around his neck. With her last strength, she pushed Jack's frozen hand away, whispering, "I'll never let go of my promise," took the whistle and blew with all her might. The lifeboat heard her. Rose was saved. When she arrived in New York on the rescue ship, a man asked her name. She looked at the Statue of Liberty. "Rose," she said. "Rose Dawson." She took Jack's last name. Rose did live a long, full life as she had promised Jack. She had adventures, a family. She never forgot Jack, his love, or her promise. He lived in her heart, a bright memory. By living her life so fully, she showed that even in great sadness, beauty, goodness, and the strength of a loving heart can survive.
你太棒了，你学完了全部内容，你离英语自由又近了一步，下个视频见。